Hey everybody, Cinema6 here again to talk to you about what I bought and what I watched today. Ran out to Best Buy, picked myself up 2 new titles, and here they are. The first title I picked up today for only $4.99 after using the Upgrade and Save program was Out of Africa. This here's a Blu-ray DVD digital copy combo pack. I've heard great things about this movie over the years. I've wanted to see it for a while now. I actually did buy this one on VHS a few months back, but what ended up happening was I made a very novice collector's mistake, one I don't usually make, but I forgot to check the VHS tape before I bought it, and when I got home found out it wasn't the correct title inside, so I don't actually have a copy of this, but I've wanted to get it. Definitely looking forward to checking this one out. And the second title I picked up today for only $4.99 as well after using the Upgrade and Save program, plus a Universal 100th Anniversary coupon was Billy Elliot. This is apparently an amazing movie, and from reading synopsis and reading reviews I've read, it sounds like it. I am definitely looking forward to checking this one out. I've heard many good things. I am really excited about watching this one. I'm actually picking this up to replace my VHS copy that I've never gotten around to watching now, but now they have the Blu-ray DVD digital copy combo pack, I will be checking it out for sure very soon. So that's what I bought today, so now it's what I watched. And today I checked out Predators. I was pretty let down by this film. I went into it expecting a lot more. I had only read a few reviews on this movie, but those reviews were actually very positive, so I thought this is going to be something pretty good. And in the end, it was something pretty boring. It wasn't really all that great. I actually really enjoyed the first Predator movies and the AVP movies a hell of a lot more than I enjoyed this. I thought it had an interesting idea. The plot of the movie was somewhat interesting idea. Of people getting dropped into this planet. They don't know where they are. They don't really know what's going on, but what it ends up being is that they're on this planet being hunted down by predators. It's kind of a game reserve where the predators hunt down like the top game of each planet. In this case, being people from the military, being murderers, being like there's a Yakuza guy. It's basically just a bunch of really bad people who the predators feel, would be the best for hunting. So they get dropped on this planet and other predators are hunting them. Interesting plot, sure, I'll give you that. But in the end, it just didn't really amount to anything. It really didn't go anywhere. It seemed very dry, very bland. The story was just very, very, very mediocre. I really couldn't get all that into it. I mean, I guess for the hour and a half, I was somewhat entertained. I can't say that at the end of the movie, I was like, wow, that was horrible. But at the same time, I was kind of like, well, that really didn't amount to anything. I, just kind of watched it and went, I saw Predators, okay. I did not really care for it all that much. Another problem here, front cover, you got Machete there, and you got Cowboy Curtis there. They don't even share any screen time. Machete here dies within the first, 15 minutes. And Cowboy Curtis here, Lawrence Fishburne, he shows up about a half hour in. He's in the movie for about 10 minutes. Like I said, they don't even share any screen time. Why they're on the front, especially seeing as they're in the movie for maybe 10 minutes each, makes no sense. But once Lawrence Fishburne here shows up, his entire character is simply just to tell you what's going on. He says, here's why you're on the planet, here's what's going on, you're being hunted, there's smaller predators, there's larger predators, and there's a ship, now I die. And that's it. He's in the movie for about 10 minutes, he tells you what's going on, and then they kill him off right away. I did not get that. That seemed completely pointless. They should have at least let him in the movie. He could have showed up at a half hour in, said all that stuff he said, fine. But then let him stick it out through the rest of the film, kill him off at the end or something like that. Do you really need to put him in the movie for 10 minutes just to tell you what's going on and then kill him off? It just seemed like such a pointless character. That whole entire scene just seemed really just completely pointless. I mean, why was this character just showing up just to be killed off right away? It just seemed completely pointless. Another pointless part, or a part I really didn't like anyway, is not Michelle Rodriguez right there. I don't remember her real name, but she's definitely trying to play the Michelle Rodriguez character. I'm surprised. I don't even know if she auditioned for this or if Michelle Rodriguez was asked to be in this movie, but definitely seems like that should be her right there. She does this stupid line where they're just walking around and they're talking about predators and whatnot, and I guess they figured out that they can kind of read your body heat, and all of a sudden she goes, yeah, I heard this story about this guy who, was the only one to escape from something like this, where he ended up smearing mud all over his body, and that's how he kept from being hunted down. And I was like, really? That was the way you kind of tied the movies in together? It was just so random. She just, boom, came out with that. It wasn't like it somehow worked its way in, sort of. No, just out of the blue, she comes out by saying this, and I mean, watching the movie, I'm like, that's how you're tying the movies together. Really? So pointless. I just don't get this film They really could have done a much better job. They could have tied the movies in a little bit better. In fact, to be completely honest, they really don't even tie the movies in together. I mean, that line, it was really unnecessary. You know what's going on. If you're watching this movie, chances are you've seen the first two Predator movies. You've probably seen the AVP movies, so you kind of have an idea of what the Predators are all about. So you know what's going on. There's really no need to, throw a reference to the first movie in there. There's absolutely no need for it because, again, we know what's going on. The story has nothing to even do with those movies. It has nothing to do with any of the other Predator movies at all. So why they had to throw that in there, it just seemed completely pointless. It just seemed a really stupid way to tie the movies in together. It was not needed at all. I just don't know where to go with this. It was such a dumb movie, I gotta say. I mean, it was sort of weird because, like I said, I was entertained for the hour and a half. I can't say that I wasn't entertained. I just don't want to, but it's sort of hard for me to say that I liked the movie at the same time because in the end, I just thought it was completely pointless. No need for this movie to ever be made movie. Like I said, though, it did have an interesting plot. I thought it, could have been something good. It could have been something interesting, but the characters were all very stereotypical. The Predators didn't really do anything all that neat. There wasn't any like super cool fight scenes necessarily. It just seemed like something we've seen a million times before. Characters that we've seen 100 times before. It just was stupid. Oh God! And speaking about fight scenes, there is actually the Yakuza guy in this movie. There's actually a sword scene against the Predator. The guy has an old samurai sword. Of course, the Asian Yakuza guy gets the old samurai sword, and he has a sword fight with a Predator. Predator, drops down that big blade that comes out of his wrist, and they have a fight. I honestly couldn't believe what I was seeing. I just don't know how to take this movie. I can see that in maybe like 20, 30 years from now, I'm going to look back on this and probably love it, because it's probably going to have some great cheese factor to it, because this movie is cheesy as hell. I mean, the stuff in this movie is completely ridiculous. It feels like a really cheeseball movie, which I normally like. The only problem is, I don't think that's what they were going for. I mean, I didn't take it that way anyway. When I went in this movie, I didn't take it as in like, oh, it's a cheesy movie, sit back and enjoy the cheese. I took it as, this is a serious movie. You're meant to take this movie seriously, but then it was just so cheesy. And when you can't do that. I like a cheesy movie when it is just cheesy, but I hate it when they're really trying to be, this is a really serious movie, and then it's just really cheesy, and you're like, it doesn't work that way. But I think in like 20, 30 years, I'll probably be able to sit back on this one and laugh at it and enjoy it a lot more than I can right now. I just can't say I enjoy the movie. I can't say I recommend it. I really don't. If you like the Predator movies, I was a fan of the first two movies. I actually like, I mean, a lot of people didn't like Predator 2. I liked it. I thought it was a fun movie. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous, but I enjoyed it. The AVP movies, I know those got very mixed reviews. I like the AVP movies too. I thought those were nothing special, but they were good movies. I enjoyed them. I just can't recommend Predators. It was just such a pointless movie. And I think the reason why I didn't like it so much is because I was expecting something more. I was expecting something fun. I love the character of the Predators. I think they're awesome. But then to put them in a movie that again, I've seen this movie like 100 times before. It just seemed like, every movie where it's just a bunch of horrible people, band together, and now they got to survive something and they kind of work together, and you're sort of rooting for these pretty much evil people. It just seemed really, just like, why? Why again? Why the same movie that I've seen 100 times before again? Why couldn't you have done something original? Why couldn't it have been something unique and, very fun to watch? I mean, like I said, the plot had an interesting idea. I like the idea that people being stranded on this planet being hunted down, because that's what the Predators are all about. They're all about honing their skills and hunting down different types of species. That's cool, but it just do something different, make it something a little bit more exciting. I don't know what, I really can't say. I mean, once you put these people on the planet and they're being hunted down, I don't know really where to go from that, but you shouldn't have gone in the direction that seems like 100 different movies that I've seen before, and it just seemed very bland, very weak, very boring. Again, it didn't amount to anything. It didn't really go anywhere. So in the end, I just did not like the film all that much. Like I said, though, I was entertained. I will be keeping it. I'll probably sit down and watch this one again. Like I said, like 10, 20 years, I'll probably sit down and check this one again. I'll probably enjoy it a lot more at that point. But for right now, it wasn't very good. If you have any interest in it, I'd say, give it a rent. I wouldn't rent this for more than $1 from Redbox or Netflix or something like that. Buying it, I paid $5 for it. If I would have paid more, I would have been pretty pissed off. In fact, at one point, I actually almost came close to paying, I think it was like $9.99 for this on Blu-ray. I almost did it because, like I said, I had heard good things about this movie, and I really wanted to see it because I love the Predator, the other 4 Predator movies. I love them. So I really wanted to see this movie, and I almost paid $10 for it. I am so glad that I didn't do that because this movie would not have been worth $9.99 at all. In fact, even paying $5 for this, I'm thinking, man, I should have waited until I found it for cheaper than that. I'm sure this movie will be showing up in places like Big Lots and stuff like that for $3 very soon. So I probably should have held off. But like I said, in the end, boring movie, very mediocre, really didn't amount to anything. It's a movie you've seen 100 times before with characters you've seen 100 times before as well. I can't recommend it. So I would say, I wouldn't say don't check it out. I'd say if you're really into the Predator movies, sure, see it. Like I said, give it a rent. Unless you come across it for like $5 or something, don't pick it up. Definitely give it a rent though if you like the Predator movies. If you're not really into the Predator movies, if Predator movies aren't really your thing, if you don't really know much about them, you know, if you're just going into this sort of blindly, not knowing much about the Predator movies, or maybe you've seen the first 4 and you're thinking, well, I've seen the first 4, why not see this one? What the heck? No, you're not going to like it. It's just such a mediocre, bland, boring story. I know I said it 100 times, so I'm just going to stop now because I'm just repeating myself. I can't say, I don't really have anything else to say except for it was just boring and just so mediocre and so bland. Why? Can you tell that I'm angry? I really wanted this to be something better. I love the Predator movies. I was expecting to just be, not necessarily blown away, but be really into the movie. I thought it was going to be really, really good, and it wasn't. So like I said, I can't really recommend this movie, but if you like Predator movies, I'd say give it a rent, check it out. You'll probably be entertained, but in the end, you'll still at the same time be kind of bored. So Predators, didn't really like it. So that's it for what I bought when I watched today. Definitely looking forward to sitting down and watching Out of Africa and Billy Elliot. I hear those are fantastic movies. Really looking forward to checking those out. Unfortunately, Predators wasn't really all that good. I was very, very let down by that movie. I really can't recommend it. At the most, if you're interested, give it a rent. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to see what I bought and what I watch tomorrow. See ya.